that look okay? That's good enough. Anyway, I think you can see me pretty good. I'm driving home from work, and we are live on Haps. And I believe I'm connected to Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully Instagram. Instagram, I don't know because I never can find it whenever I try to check for it. And hold on one second. We're trying to get on the road. It's Saturday and it is super hot. It's 99 degrees of Hades here. So I had to take my shirt off. I'm just wearing my tank and my little blue bra. I'm sorry. But it's that hot. Like I'm just miserable and hot. And it's a sticky hot. It's almost like Florida without the beach, which makes it even more crazy. But I am Princess Ariel of the ex-Disney Ariels of Florida. For those of you who are just joining me here on Haps, welcome. You can find most of my posts also on YouTube. It's under Princess Ariel M. And I'm also on Instagram under Tu Mundo de Sarinas and Your Mer World. And last night I tried to get online to do some karaoke because I do karaoke from time to time. And usually late at night after I've gotten the puppies to sleep. And let's see if I can get out because it's like cars. Oh, very good, I made it. Um, Rambunctious, before 10 o'clock. So I usually try to have them in bed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock if I'm lucky, which usually doesn't work out because once they're exhausted and tired, they go right to sleep and nothing will wake them up. Not even my crazy singing. And that's kind of how I've been doing it. Like I didn't have a really strong signal last night because I am T-Mobile, and where I live, T-Mobile signals are very sketchy, which is one reason why I haven't done the 5G because it's like, okay, how much is 5G gonna cost, and are you guaranteeing because your 4G ain't really working so good? So if I'm doing 4G, why would I turn around and do 5G if the 4G is cutting in and out like crazy? And I personally like need a lot of help to get my online, life together, like how I envision it. But it's a lot of work, and so by the end of the day, sometimes I'm so fatigued, after all of this heat and everything, and yard work and dogs, I just crash. Like by 10 o'clock, I'm crashing because I'm so fatigued so bad I just don't have any energy to do anything. And when I don't have any energy, I can't focus. I can't use my hands for crafting or anything. And so it makes it really difficult to get anything done. And so it's Saturday. I'm headed home and I wanted to come on just to kind of promote my channel to all the new people that possibly could be tuning in and probably possibly seeing this. Please, join me. I do a multiple of things. I'm total cosplay girl, Princess Ariel, more urban and more modern day than anything else, and black. And I don't have really a real Prince Eric per se, but I'm thinking this year to see if I can get some guys to green screen an Eric from their home, and I'll piece it all together through my phone. Or if I can scrap up enough money, I'll get a laptop or a notebook or something like that where I can work on bigger projects. But um, cosplay is something I've been doing probably since Facebook came around and Instagram and all these new platforms. I wasn't really doing it during MySpace. I think I was just kind of like, I'm not sure if I was doing my Ariel in MySpace back. That was like 2006, 2007 when MySpace was around. So long ago. But I've been doing it for a long time, so I've got lots of posts of me portraying my version of Ariel and all her turnabouts. So um, I'm hoping maybe I'll get an Eric here. I'm trying to see if anybody wants to do Eric with me in the fall. Like I haven't quite mustered up enough energy to start doing skits and stuff again because that's just me practicing my acting skills and being silly. And I've been collecting wigs and little pieces and stuff to do the parts that I want to do, and I'm hoping maybe by September, October, I can start doing it again. So, trying to push it out there. Like, if there's anybody who wants to portray Eric or Vanessa, I would love to have a Vanessa too. That would probably spice it up, and then just have different variations of it just to see how it works. But this is more modern day, so not so much the traditional storyline, but kind of along the same lines, but more modernized. So in this modern time, so they're human. And I want to post some more of my crafting videos. I haven't been crafting very much because I've just been so freaking exhausted at night. I have not been able to focus and concentrate, and I'm handling soldering irons and all kinds of hot shit. So I can't. If I can't think, I'm not touching anything that's gonna possibly burn me. I can't do any of my sewing projects because I can't focus. I have to wear my glasses and have a steady hand. And when I'm really tired, my head is just like it won't. Nothing will work. I'll start messing shit up. So I don't do anything when I'm tired. I just go to sleep. And so I want to videotape some of those, but like it's been really hard. Like I've been collecting a lot of my equipment and stuff to do videoing and editing and all that. But um, I need more stuff. Like the laptop that I have is like I don't know. It's like a Windows based laptop, and that thing is it won't let me download any of the apps that I need to work these programs or run programs from for some reason. I don't know how to operate it. It was like a total bust when I bought it. I paid I think $200 or $300 for it, and all I can do is log on to the internet. It doesn't allow me to download anything. It'll say it's downloading, but nothing ever goes in there. So I think it was just a rip off that I bought off of eBay of all places. But it's a laptop of some sort or notebook or whatever y'all call it now. I don't know the difference between a notebook and a laptop. I think notebooks do all the apps and stuff, and this thing that I got, it's Windows based. It doesn't do any apps or any. You have to pay for it, but even when you pay for it, it still doesn't download. Like it was a total rip off. And so I'm gonna have to save up again and get a different um, Android type, notebook that I can do more programs and download stuff because I can really work those programs if I can subscribe, but I'm not going to invest in those subscriptions unless I have, um, like a notebook or something I can see. Because my eyes, I'm squinting with this little bitty camera phone to even do this stuff. But I can still do it. I just sometimes put my glasses on, which I really hate wearing glasses. But the older I get, the more I can see that glaucoma is slowly sliding in on me. Next thing I know, I'll be getting LASIK surgery in the next year or two, probably. I won't be surprised, but that's kind of the inner workings of where I'm at with all of that. Um, as far as videotaping my projects and my crafting and my little side hustles. I mean, I had literally been surviving on side hustling and selling stuff, through people that I know. Hold on, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I had it plugged in. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I hope I don't mess up the line. But I was trying to keep the phone charged. But hold on. Let me put it back. Let's see if it'll go back on there. I don't know about that. Did I come back? Yeah, there it is. But what I'm trying to do is cross integrate through HAPS and see if this is a space for me that I can cross integrate, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook is pretty much the platforms I've been, using, and Pinterest. I'm not really tweeting or anything. I have a Twitter account, but I don't ever use it. And in fact, I don't even have it loaded on my phone. I just get really run down with all the porn and stuff people kept sending and everything, and it was just annoying. I was just like, I don't want to, see all y'all stuff. If I want to, there's, Pornhub, for God's sakes. Like, who the hell you think you are? Like, just sending me this crap, and I don't know who the heck you are. How do you know what I'm interested in? I'm not interested in you. So I just kind of booted off of that years ago. Like, I don't even use it, and so I don't tweet anything or anything like that. But I do have Facebook, Instagram, and uh, I can't think now. I just have lost my train of thought. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm cross integrated in several spaces, so I just want to come here and see if I can get an audience through HAPS, since it's such a really nice program, which I found out through HAPS through a friend of mine named Raven. Her name is Raven, Raven. Last name is Ovah. Subscribe to her. She is a two-spirit lady like myself, and she is a very interesting person. Like, she sings, she does music, she does acting, she does modeling. She's beautiful, and she has a lot to say about the trans community and the LGBTQ. I don't try to be an expert in any of that stuff. I can only walk in my own journey, and I share my stories with you guys. I noticed that a lot of times when I would try to do conventions and stuff here in Arkansas and do the medical conferences and stuff, it didn't always go well with the other LGBTQ people on the panel. Like, they always had an issue with me, and I'm like, what is it? Is it I don't look the way that you think I should look, or my story isn't relevant? I didn't get it. And so, needless to say, we didn't mesh very well. It was a huge age gap difference, so a lot of the non-binary kids had issues with me as well, and it didn't go over so well because I'm not one to be played with, and I don't allow somebody to speak over me just because either I wasn't as educated on, gender pronouns and stuff like that, but then you don't talk to me crazy. You're just making it worse. And so, it took me some time to realize, like, hey, even in that umbrella of people, I really am like the source I'm thinking out. Even though, people say we're all, united front, we're all trying to educate and help young people navigate in these spaces. Um, it doesn't always pan through from depending on who the person is that's talking. And it seems to me like whenever I'm the one that's trying to talk and tell my story and trying to educate people on my situation, which really kind of revolves around mainly workplace discrimination and navigating that, because that's really where my story began, is transitioning from work and how things went awry and what happened with all of that. um, that's not the case, I guess, with everybody else, but that's what happened to me. And then my thing was, when I, started all of my journey, there was no Laverne Cox or no Janet Mock and all these very well spoken, well packaged people to guide me in the right direction to help my situation. I mean, I literally was ran off the damn job. And so, I became very bitter um, about that, because I worked my ass off. When I tell you I worked my ass off on that job, I worked like a fucking dog, like around the clock for that company. And to have to leave something that I loved so much and enjoyed so much, it was very painful. And so um, I never forgot it. Like, even as long as it's been, I haven't forgotten that. And I just want to continue that conversation, because I know that there's going to be other kids come along that's going to be challenged in their journey in their life and their destination to live in their truth, no matter what part of the alphabet it is. It's going to be rough, and you can see how local politicians are coming after the trans kids and the gay kids already. I mean, there's so much legislation out there now for the young ones. They can't see doctors, they can't transition at a certain age, they can't take the pills, they can't do shit. Like, what do you want to do? They can't play sport. I mean, like, damn. What you want me to do? Just lock them away somewhere? Yes. So, a lot of y'all better, they should just wake up and realize, like, hey, you might want to listen to somebody like me or listen to Raven. Raven will school you on a lot of stuff. She knows way more girls than I do. And all of us have similar stories, and then all of us have different, non characteristic stories. But we're all on the same journey, basically trying to survive out here in these streets. And these streets are mean, and it is what it is. It's what we call life. Life lessons and the bumps and grinds of life. I mean, everybody has them, no matter who you are. But um, for me, I don't dwell on a whole lot of it. I do talk about it from time to time, just because I don't know who's tuning in and listening, and if there is some kid out there who is needing some advice or needing help, hey, it took me a long time. I didn't start my exact transition until I was 30 years old, and it took me a while. It took me some years to really get you know everything done and get everything to where I was comfortable, because everybody's comfort level is different. Some people don't fully transition and all of that, but they still living under that umbrella regardless. And so I saw a girl who is on TV. She's a model actress, on one of those hit series on Showtime. I believe it's The Shy. And I don't know, I already forgot the girl's name, but she was out there saying, one size fits all. And I was just looking at her like, that is very inaccurate information, sister. And you're very well put together and cute and cutesy and everything. And you got a big career now, but you're putting out some very damaging information to trans people, because one size don't fit all in us. It's very much a blank slate, like being a Barbie doll. You put on what you put on when you come to the table, what you come with. We all don't come packaged up together looking a certain way. Like, she was basically saying, you have to fully transition in order to get this, that, and that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this girl ain't making a whole lot of sense. Like, you cute, but you don't need to be delving out all that, stereotype, because that's not true. It may have worked in her situation for her personally, but her situation was not my story. It's not Raven's story. It's not many other girls' story, because none of us are alike. Like, none of us fit that same box, and all our situations are different. So the only thing is that we are living as women, and that's about the commonality of it all. And some are doing a good job at it, and some aren't doing so well. Like, it just depends on how you show up in the world. And so I said, "Oh my God, this is a mess." So I'm hoping that by me just talking from time to time about that journey, it'll help somebody. It's not something I like to talk about every day, because I got other things going on in my life. Um, so it's not something I need to sit there and just keep throwing it out there, but it is what it is. Um, so if you guys get a chance, sign up on Raven's channel. It's Raven, OVAAH. She'll put you in the right direction of all kinds of entertainment and beauty, and she does news on trans deaths and things in the news. I don't know how she can keep up with all that stuff. She is amazing. Like, when I first discovered her channel, I was hooked, because it was the first time I kind of saw myself in some of her stories in her life. I was like, oh, this girl is out here doing this shit, and she is, really good at it. So I couldn't turn away from her. End up talking to her and becoming a, online friend, chat on the phone here and there, and keep up with each other, and just become a part of my life. Such a nice person and so positive, and she knows a lot of people. She probably knows Janet Mock and all them famous faces on TV. She's up there in New Jersey and New York and all them places where all the faces are. I don't know them. Some of them are following me on Instagram. We all follow. I try to follow as many people as I can, no matter who it is. If I'm interested in what they're doing in the world, I just try to follow them just to be supportive. Hi, Lee Beans. Man, I always mess your name up. He says, does she know Janet Jackson? She might. She might. She was in the entertainment, arena, auditioning and doing all that stuff out there. You'd have to ask her. She does lives on Haps as well, because I mean, she was the one who turned me on to Haps to kind of help me integrate all my platforms into, you know, recording in one spot and everything integrating out into other spots. So I'm so grateful for that because um, the technology is it's advancing as we speak. So trying to stay on top of everything, on top of COVID, it's wearing me down. So I was happy that she's still out there with her feet on the grindstone, pushing away, poetry and music. Her music is so good. I'm like have to use some of her music in some of my mermaid skits. And I hope you're having a good day. I'm getting close to my home. I'm like almost halfway home. Well, past halfway, and the signal will be cutting out in a bit, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up. But if you get a chance, sign up on her apps. It's Raven Nova, and you'll probably, have to ask her like when she does her lives, because she does lives on Habs quite often. She does all kind of panel discussions. I haven't gotten up enough nerve to do a panel discussion with her recently on Habs. Eventually, I probably will. I just feel a little bit intimidated by some of her other people because they're very polished. I'm not as polished as what she thinks I am, but she thinks I'm ready to chop it up, But I get intimidated sometimes just because of how nasty, vicious girls can be in the past. And I know that she would not intentionally do that to me. I know her very well, and I know the people who are following her are pretty professional. So I just got to get my nerves up to do it. And then other than that, like I also have to find a location where I can do it because, in my house it's very choppy. So I don't know how clear the signal would be because it just cuts in and out. Like last night, it just cut all the way hell out. I mean, if I fill up to it tonight, I will go on live again. You might have to follow me like on Instagram and do it that way because it was working on Instagram. It worked. It was choppy still, but it was working. I It would not even let me record on apps. Like I couldn't get it to go. But I'll try it again tonight if I don't get too fatigued and crash out. We'll just play it by ear. But maybe after I get the puppies to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll come on and try to do some karaoke. And hopefully see you guys there if you're not too busy. I don't know if you're going out tonight, Lee. It is a Saturday night, and I know you'll be having a little itch to go out and have some fun, even though you're in Texas. But if you're around, check me out, and I'll see what I can come up with tonight. I do feel like, I could sing, a couple of tunes if I can scratch them out. And we'll see. I mean, it'd be interesting. Um, Other than that, I'm almost on the road. I have to sign off now, and I don't want to, chopped up like that. So, with you guys. Okay, everybody.